I requested this at Seymour's wedding, and only the people that went to high school with us knew this song. You've never swag surfed before?
Man, I got this swag. My head that's in my bag. You know I'm fucking tag.
Welcome back, YouTube. Today we are hitting a little pull day, mixing it up a little bit, maybe just in a little bit of order, but for the most part, prioritizing 2 vertical pulling movements, 2 horizontal movements, and then one of each of those movements is going to be unilateral, one going to be bilateral. So single arm pull downs, wide grip pull downs, chest supported rows, single arm rows. Outside of that, it's a lot of shoulder work, isolation work, straight arm pull downs, things like that. But yeah, back is always going to be a big focus, trying to grow and get that back as big as possible. So we're going to keep that pretty consistent and just try to keep growing, getting thick. And yeah, let's keep warming up and then we'll get into it. Yeah, so we will move on. We're gonna go single arm rows, or single arm pull downs first, and then we'll get into some chest supported rows. Start off with all the hard stuff. Ooh, that's starting off pretty heavy from the jump. Ooh, man, lats are still sore from Friday. Feeling it a little bit here, but shouldn't be too big of an issue. Trying to really think about what failure is constantly, and is it not completing a full rep, not completing half a rep? What does it all mean? So for me, if I get a full rep, I'm gonna try another one. If I can't get that rep, we'll call it there. But you haven't failed until you failed, really is how I'm kind of looking at it. Fuck. One more set. Ooh. Going a little bit lighter here now. Last set, as kind of usual. Most of the time, I'll probably say 90% of the time, if I'm hitting like 3 sets of something, 2 sets are same weight, pretty heavy, 8 to 10, 8 to 12 range. And then I'll either drop a weight and just go kind of plus set. I think it was maybe Eric Helms where I kind of found out about like plus sets, but the idea is you maybe modify the weight or keep the weight the same and just push it to failure. So in this case, I dropped the weight down to purposely be able to get a few more reps, but instead of getting 12, might get 15 or so. Just a little extra volume, extra pump, extra reps, practice, mind-muscle connection. There's a lot of benefit to just getting reps in, but intensity is always key. Whew. Okay, we are moving on. Whew. This single arm variation I actually got from Nick Gloff. Very smart dude, definitely give him a follow. But yeah, the idea is just pushing in to the single arm on a cable machine, providing yourself a little bit of counter resistance so you're not pulling and rotating a lot through the midsection, using the core too much, but really also just the ability to kind of manipulate where that arm is coming from, so that path of travel is slightly down from the start position to kind of just tuck my elbows in really tight. Way easier than trying to manipulate dumbbells or things like that too. So it feels much better, really just kind of enjoy it. I've been doing it in kind of practice with warm-ups and stuff like that, so this is my first working set with this movement, and it might be new shiny object syndrome, but I really like it. It feels really good. Nailed that. It is too hot to be walking in all that. Whew. I'm done with that arm if you want to use it. If you want to have a moon landing. Yeah, ideally. Fuck. Even it out. I don't know if you changed the weight on that one. Definitely a weak point for me. Wider grip, more shoulders, less lat. But I just feel like I get kind of jammed up with the range of motion. So the idea of getting the bar to my chest, not really super realistic all the time if I'm trying to push the weights up. So kind of goes with that whole idea of, is the range of motion, is the range of motion of the muscle being trained or the range of motion of whatever you're utilizing, handles, barbells, dumbbells, all that stuff. Maximize the range of motion of the muscle. Everything else is kind of just extra credit at that point. Or could be a detriment. Unflareable. Woo! Thought we were close there for a while. We were sending each other memes for a bit. Just so we can be friends.
Remember us? You called us big guys last year. We're bigger now, right? Right.
You called us the two big guys in the back. That meant something, right?
So long. So long, like.
Oh, we're gonna move on. Chest supported rows, and there's just a lot of accessory stuff from there. So. Ooh. Definitely gotta set it down a little lower. Hard to breathe. You don't want no part of this. Sounds like the wedding night workout. Oh. Felt a little bit better, but we'll get one more set here. Slightly lighter. Let me be there with you more time. Yeah, definitely different doing this movement for the last compound back movement compared to the first. Sensation feels really good, but getting pretty tired. So we'll move on. Do some, straight arm pull downs, kind of like a pullover variation. Hit some rear delts, hit some biceps, and eat. Fuck. Lats are pretty toasty. Where does Lady Gaga stand on the Kendrick Lamar Drake beef? What does Ja Rule think about the war in Iraq? That's what we really need to know.
It's just like, just a show. I don't want that. That's not the came out of.
And when we all thought y'all were really brothers.
Good times. Wait, you're telling me Undertaker didn't burn the house down with his little brother?
He's just out roaming the world freely, no repercussions. This single arm just feels so much better. Single arm rear delts. I think just the mind muscle connection of like feeling one side at a time makes such a big difference. And then you get that connection and it's like, okay, now I can get away with doing, two at once. But especially for muscles that are really hard for people. Shake weight.
I don't like when Taffer's not there. He's trying to get you it's like, who's this little guy yelling at me? I don't have no respect.
We're here to see Beyonce. No offense, Michelle. Ooh. Typically, I try to really focus on maintaining a supinated position with this, but again, bicep, not 100% just yet, so a little bit of kind of hammer grip at the bottom, neutral grip, rotating into supination at the top, just as it starts to kind of fatigue. I don't really feel a whole lot of pain in the beginning of the set. As I'm creating more and more tension though, it kind of creeps up on me a little bit, so. My eyes just changed. Oh. I'm gonna drop it down. Oh. We're gonna move on, get some machine curls just to keep the pump going, and then we'll be done. Bust down, little bitch. Can you picture your grandma just opening up with the lyrics? She's like, oh, that's my shit. Incline curls not really feeling as good as I want them to. I mean, they're way better than last week, but just kind of filling in gaps with some machine preacher curls that are a little bit easier on that bicep tendon. So while the bicep's kind of healing a little bit, just trying to focus on getting stimulus in any way that we can that's healthy. It's kind of the analogy of like, oh, I can't grow my chest because I can't bench press. Well, it's like you can do a lot of other things that'll grow your chest. So just because you can't do one movement doesn't mean you can't train that muscle. Find ways, be creative, don't be a little bitch. You gotta have I've requested this at Seymour's wedding, and only the people that went to high school with us knew this song. You've never swag surfed before? Finally creating some of that width. Fuck. That's a wrap. Sure on this subject is you sure, but fuck it. All right. Okay. That is a wrap for today. pull day, very solid pull day. Order of things kind of thrown off a little bit just based on availability, but started off with a good kind of overall shoulder warm up, some overhead bicep curls, face pulls, straight arm pull downs, just like we would normally. Most of the time I don't show it because it's just what we do before every pull day anyways, so you don't need to see it every single time. But after that, we went straight arm pull downs, or single arm pull downs, single arm rows, wide grip pull downs, chest supported rows, straight arm pull downs, rear delts, biceps, and that's a wrap. So just focus on growing, creating width, getting nice density, nice separation, just good 3D lines and everything for the back, and just moving in the right direction. So I think as of yesterday, we were sitting around 226, which is kind of where we are week to week. But for some reason on check-in days on Thursday, I don't know why, I'm kind of popping in around like 223. So seeing if we can kind of maintain, keep the muscles really full, just keep everything moving in that right direction. The scale doesn't matter all that much, but you don't really want to have such big variables, big swings, because that could also mean that you're appearing to be a little bit more flat on stage. So try to keep things as consistent as possible, be able to quantify and have some sort of consistency with weight day to day to day, as opposed to, you know, a 3-pound weight swing just one random day of the week. So it is what it is. That is a wrap for today. Again, Bo Alexander, Adapt Fitness, Dallas, Texas. Go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe, follow, love, hate, comment below, comment all your hates, whatever, don't really care. But yeah, bye.